I'm Ethel Burgess. I'm a great-granddaughter of Isaac Hudson Burgess. Isaac Hudson Burgess came to Australia. He brought son Sam with him. So Sam and Annie are from the first family, and the second family was Isabella's, and Isabella brought two girls into the marriage, and they had one son between them. That was William Smith Burgess. He married Clementina Grigger and just joined Grandma at Bankford House. It had been her room all her life. Of that family, there was Mary married Jack Ferris. Well, they're the last ones to live in Bankford House. Ellie, who married one of the Fullertons, and William Isaac, who was my dad, the timber getter like his dad and his grandfather, and Ken, the first shire clerk here. When gold was discovered, he set up a depot in Gympie. That's when they first started allotting land, so he applied for it. He was allotted Block 1, the first allocation, and I know that some of it was just to the right of the roundabout, but some of it went on down past where the school is, because he actually gave the land for the school as well. It was a shop first off, and then more people were going through, so there's need for accommodation. So if you have accommodation, you have a hotel and you get it licensed out there on the Old Gympie Road. There was cedar and timber to get in Maleny, and they knew that they could get land here, they could take any timber off it. He was well established here by the time he selected at Maleny, and by that stage Sam had left school and Sam went up but was working in the Maleny area. There was this special exhibition in London, and people were sending special things from the colonies to say how good the colonies were. He certainly warmed to it and sent a very big piece of cedar timber. Somebody said that you could turn a horse and cart round on the piece of timber. Now, even if it wasn't as big as that, it must have still been big. When the railway came through, they were deciding what they would call it instead of Melham Creek, and he wanted them to call it Adlington. But the explorer Landsborough was wanting to settle in the Caloundra area, so that was a bigger name. So Landsborough got the name. Part of Isaac's land, he called it Adlington Creek after where he grew up in England. Whenever I go across Adlington Creek, if I'm going up to Mooloolah and go up Tunnel Ridge Road, I think, oh well, grandfather, you got your Adlington.
I met a fella and I started cutting timber the other side of Maleny with this bloke with hand tools, you know. And Jean ended up coming up here, and then after that we got married, 1955. Titherley's Universal Store was on the corner. They had Landsborough, Maleny, Woombye and Caloundra.
Very old-fashioned, but there was always a chair for you to sit on, I do remember that, and a big long counter. And it always had the smell of material and that sort of thing. They sold everything. You know, they said from a pin to an engine.
I reckon there'd probably say 4 or 5 people working there. You had somebody in the drapery department, somebody in the hardware part of it, you know. It was a big shop.